Hello online crew, it's Helen here and I am in the car. I'm not driving, I'm a passenger, so it's all safe, but it's a little bit wobbly, so please bear with me as we are on our way home from our travels and a trip of the last week. I'm actually on the way home, so we'll be home in a few hours. This is the last leg of our trip. So for those of you that have been following along, thank you for your patience. It is really wobbly. Thank you for your patience with my lack of internet over the last week. Oh, I've got comments. Hello, Olive. Are you still on your way home? Yes, Olive, we're on the last leg of our way home. Hello, Michael, great to see you on. Good to see I've got comments. So we will be home later today. Hi, Laurie, good to see you on. So hubby's over here. I've got my phone attached to the back of the sun visor. Yeah, it will be good to get home. It's funny, Olive, you know, how your brain works. Hi, Edith, how are you? Hey, Crystal. How your brain works when you're going home, because I've slept so well. Hey Sean, hey Judy and Bob, hey Carol. I've slept so well the entire trip, and yet last night, I don't know what my brain was doing, but I hardly slept at all because my brain's gone back into, I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to prepare for this next week and I have to do that, and there's all these things I need to catch up on. So great trip, but certainly lack of sleep last night. Hey Rob, good to see you on. I'm so glad you and your family had a great trip. We've definitely missed you. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Appreciate your comments. So we've got Paul over here driving. Yeah, there's his hand. Legend. I couldn't have driven as far as this guy's driven the last few days. I tell you, just hours and hours. How many hours did we do yesterday? 8 hours yesterday. I don't think I could drive. Hey Sal, that long myself. Yeah, it's been great, Olive. We've got Ollie over there. Say hello, Ollie. Hi. So Ollie's playing an iPad. We've got the fridge in the middle. We've got Zach behind me. Oh, there he is. There's Zach's hand. Glad you've had a great trip. Loves seeing the pictures and videos. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen you more. I've still got to put some more photographs of when we were at Kings Canyon, because I didn't realise that we'd have basically no internet when we were up there. So I've got a whole lot of photos I need to put up of that. Of course, it looks like you're driving. I swear, hands-free, I'm not driving. I am the passenger. Paul is driving. Yes, our holidays are great, but always good to be home. And it'll be good to see Harley too. Those of you that are aware, our puppy, Harley, has been with my dad. And I secretly think Dad's loved having him, actually. So it'll be good to see Harley as well. Hey, Roberto, how are you? So what I wanted to share with you today, for those of you that are familiar with my lives, and hopefully the internet holds, I should be okay for reception now that we're getting closer to home. And sorry about the shakiness. You're on the sun visor. Perhaps if I just hold that there a little bit, stabilize it a bit. Oh yes, and Henry, good point, Carol. Henry's been all alone in Palm Cove there at home, so it'd be good to see Henry as well. So what I wanted to share with you today, those of you that are familiar with my lives, at the beginning of the week, which is today, in my normal lives, I always share something to do with personal growth or personal development, something to think about regarding our minds and sort of how we think, because you can learn all the skills under the sun in building a business on social media. Thanks, Laurie. But unless you got it going on up here, it doesn't really mean much. Yes, that's right, Crystal. He has been taking good care of it, and I think they've enjoyed each other's company. Yeah, missed you, good mate, Henry. True, Sean. So what I wanted to share something with you today that I actually read last week, and it was from a guy, a young guy that got told at 21 years of age that he had a brain tumour. And some of you may know a guy that I follow who's actually from Australia, so you may or may not know who he is. His name is Kerwin Ray, and he's huge in social media, makes millions and millions of dollars through social media. And sorry, it's a bit bumpy here. and just has really good stuff to share about the way we think and the way we move through life. And he put a call out to some people and said, share, one of the things that you've learned the most in your life. And this 21-year-old came forward and said, it was 9 years after he got diagnosed when he was 21, having a brain tumour, and how that's affected his life, and the 3 pieces of advice that he would give people from living with a brain tumour. So that's what I want to share with you guys today, because I think it can all, make us think. And it's really interesting, this trip. There's been some really good reminders of just to be grateful for what we do have and the way we think and move through life. And it was funny, when we were in Cooper Pedy a couple of nights ago, we were sitting on the lounge with the boys watching this TV show where there were 4 people that, through no fault of their own, mainly through like car accidents and things like that from somebody else, like somebody else was driving, and they've ended up in a wheelchair, and it sort of showed their story of how they cope now and how they've gone through, once life was, hey Tony, once life was normal, and then in a split second, suddenly it isn't. And suddenly, you can't move your legs, or you're paralysed and you're in the wheelchair for the rest of your life. There was one girl that was sharing, I don't know about you guys whether you're right-handed or left-handed, but you brush your teeth a certain way. Every single day and night you would brush your teeth a certain way, and then suddenly she couldn't have any use of her right hand anymore and had to learn how to brush her teeth with her left hand. And it's just the simplest of things that one day you have and the next day you might not. So it's just a really good lesson for all of us, including the kids, to watch something like that and really learn to be grateful for what we do have, because tomorrow you may not have those privileges. Anyway, what I wanted to share with you, can you guys resonate with that? Like, does that make sense to you? Because I think every now and again, hi Tina, every now and again it's a really good reminder to just appreciate that we're able-bodied, most of us, 2 arms, 2 legs, can walk around, go on holidays, have family, husband, children, have the precious time that we've just had together in the last week, and just sit in that. Hey Teresa, and I really don't think we think about that enough, and I really don't think that we are grateful as often as we should be for what we do have. And I've got to tell you, the lack of internet for me initially, I remember saying to Paul on the way up at one stage, like, I'm bored. I'd lost internet. There was nothing I could do. There's so much work that I would prefer to prepare for in the coming weeks, but without any internet, I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. And it was interesting because it was frustrating. But then as the days go on and you just sort of run with it and you just appreciate who you're with, the company that with, and what you're doing, like it's really important to be grateful for things more often than we are. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So what I wanted to share with you guys is the 3 things that this 21-year-old said over, so this was a few years later, and he said the 3 things that he wanted to share with everybody about what he's learned about living with a brain tumour and how it's affected his life. So I went through that with my stroke, had to learn how to walk again. Yeah, and thank you for sharing that, Tony. And I know, your situation. One day you're okay, and then you have a stroke, and the next day you're not, and you have to learn to walk again. Like, your life must have turned upside down from that, Tony. And those of us that don't have that struggle, I think we need to really appreciate the fact that we don't have those struggles, and there are lots of people out there that do, and we need to appreciate and help those people more as well. So what this young guy said, 3 things I want to share with you. I wrote them down from what he said. He said, life is all about perspective, which it really is. He said, learn to think of life that life happens. He thinks of life that life happens for him, not against him. He doesn't look at it like, I've got a brain tumour, I can't do this, I can't do that, my life is over, I'm limited in what I can do. He always thinks in life, in that life happens for you. You make what you want out of life. Your perspective on how you see life will make a big impact on how your life plays out. So it's all about perspective. You can choose to believe that life happens against you, or that life can happen for you. So his point of view and his message to everyone is make life happen for you and see that, make that your perspective. It's not life is against you, he's had a brain tumor, woe is me, or anything like that, or playing the victim. Life happens for us. And when we look at it from that perspective, he's saying we can actually get more out of life. Laurie, we could all stand to learn to live like we are dying. Yeah, true, Laurie. I agree, life happens for us. I see that as well. Awesome, Crystal. It's all about the cup. Is the cup half full or half empty? Absolutely, Judy and Bob. Good comments. Some people see life as, the cup is half full or half empty. The way you look at life will play out, what happens in your life. The second thing, this is about health, and his perspective on this one is that health is actually internal. So usually if there's something external going on, like he was talking about his brain tumor, he's saying usually when there's something going on with our health, it's a manifestation of what's happening to us internally. And although we don't have to be fit and healthy and, the peak of our fitness, there is always things that we can do to be healthier and to look after our bodies and our minds and our spirit and all that kind of stuff in a much more loving way, rather than abusing our bodies and our health and the food and stuff like that. So his point of view is that we don't have to be the peak of health, but health is internal, and if there's things going on the outside with our health, have a look of what's happening on the inside, not only from physical health perspective, but from a mental health perspective as well. So that's quite powerful when you think about it, because usually when things do turn up with this health-wise externally, it's always related back to something that's happening internally inside of us, physically or mentally. And the last one, this is coming from his mouth. The most important is that reality is a manifestation of our choices. This is very congruent with what I say to you guys all the time. Okay, so your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions are all your choice. You choose these every minute of every day. So what you choose to believe, what you choose to think, how the way you choose to act, leading to obviously the actions that you take in life, it's all a choice. So for those that are sitting there going, life is against me, you're playing the victim, you don't think you have choices, it's not true. We all have choices to think, something happens, you can look on the positive side of it or you can look on the negative side of it. And you would have all heard that saying before, what you focus on, you get more of. So you think positively, you'll attract more positive. You think negatively, or you think bad things happen to you all the time, then guess what you're going to reflect, and guess what you're going to attract? More of the same. So yes, Sean, we all have choices. Well put. So what he was saying is having a brain tumor, it actually stops him. He's still a young, able male as far as he's concerned, and he was really into professional cycling, but because of his brain tumor, he's not allowed to do things professionally in that sport that he would like to do. But he doesn't take that as, oh well, it's over, I'm not going to cycle anymore, I'm not going to pursue my dreams. It actually fuels him. So he's like, as long as I'm persistent, I have the right attitude, I'm consistent in what I do, and I have the right mindset, I can achieve anything I want to achieve. And he said, so far, I've achieved everything that I've wanted to. And he still lives with a brain tumor today. So I think that's really sort of thought-provoking, if you like, for those of us that don't have a brain tumor and still play the victim and still think that life is against us, or the bad things are happening in our life. It's a really good reality check in that we make life what we want to, and that's totally in yours and my control in the way that we think, we speak, our actions, all of the above. Yes, Sal, your thoughts are your life. And I say this quite common, and this is not my term, this is Mel Robbins' term: change your thoughts, you change your life. Change your thoughts, you change your life. You can either think, oh, bad things always happen to me, or, well, that was a crappy thing that happened to me. What can I learn from that? And then, flip it around and take a positive. You can always take a positive, even though there might be some bad things that happen. You can always take a positive, but it depends how you think. The only thing that's against us is the power of our thinking. Absolutely, Sean. Well said. It's getting a little bit bumpy here. But I hope, that just gives you some sort of food for thought, because I think we need reminding over and over and over again, including myself, to be more grateful for what we do have, and to really realize the power of the way we think. And particularly for our children, in teaching them the way they think and catching phrases from them. Hey Jody, catching phrases that they say as children, and like, bad stuff happens to me, or I can't. We don't want can't in children's language. We want to teach them that they can do whatever they want to do. So I think as parents and as influencers to little people, we have a duty of care to, people around us to, show that positive way of thinking as well. Hey Julie, no one can change your life except you. Very true. Oops, that went very quickly. You can have a healthy body, but if your mind and heart are not healthy, you're still... Oh, sorry, it won't open up, Julie. I'll go back to that comment. But yes, what you were saying is very true. If it is to be, it is up to me. So we are 100% in control of our thoughts, our minds, our actions, our beliefs. And if you're not where you want to be in life, if you're not particularly happy in life, the only one that can change that is you. So we are in control, and like my husband can't make me happy. I have to make myself happy. He can certainly do things that'll bring joy to my life, but we internally are the only ones that can make ourselves happy. No one else can actually make you happy. As I said, people can bring joy in your life, but if I'm going to be happy, it's actually up to me. So same for you guys. That's what I teach my kids. Awesome, Crystal. Judy and Bob, we always say you can do it. You just haven't learned how yet. Awesome. I love that, Judy and Bob. Thanks for all your input, guys. It's awesome to be back. Tomorrow I am interviewing Edith. Edith was the winner of our 14-day Facebook Live video challenge that just finished recently. So I will be bringing Edith on screen with me and getting her perspective and thoughts around the video challenge. And I would love all you guys to jump on same time tomorrow to give Edith some support and some encouragement for her interview. So it'll be awesome, to chat to you, tomorrow. That's right, Fred. Crystal, very powerful message and a beautiful reminder. Yeah, and it's not necessarily anything different than I've said before, but I think it's really important to remind ourselves that we are definitely in control, and to be grateful for the little things, because I think we do take that for granted. As I said, including myself. I'm not immune to this. You're looking forward to it, Edith? Awesome. I look forward to tomorrow talking to you on the screen, Edith. So have an awesome rest of the day, whatever part of the day it is for you. Judy, thank you so much. Love your stuff. Needed this today. Yeah, I think it's an important reminder for all of us, Julie, not just yourself, all of us. We can all take something from that. So I will see you guys same time tomorrow. So I'll be back in normal Palm Grove. We'll have Henry there with me. We'll bring Edith on, and back to normal routine and normal lives this week. So I'll catch you same time, not same place, same time back in my usual Palm Cove tomorrow. So want to say goodbye, boys?
Yeah.
So boys are saying goodbye. You want to give a hand?
Bye.
There you go. See, I'm not driving. Judy and Bob, Paul's driving. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.